back. I'm sorry, Gene.
That's fine. You're doing fine.
Here's Chris Lay. No, it's not. It's just your phone.
Jeez.
Sorry, man.
I want to get a picture of the cake. Oh, that's fine. You're right out.
Before we better get things started, some of the kids on the table in the middle here wanted just to get a move on because the X-Files is coming up. So we'll try and have it over in the next 5 minutes. Here we are tonight. We're at a new venue for the soccer banquet, the Lake Club in Spring Grove. I don't know about everybody else, but I think it's really nice in here. I'd like to thank Brandon Buck's mom, Suzanne Mitzel, I think's in the kitchen. She might be a little bit embarrassed. She'll be out in a second. I'd like to welcome you to the soccer banquet this year. It seems a little bit weird because I don't have Jim Hoven stood next to me, which Jim was a great guy and a big part of our program. This year, of course, we have Mark, who everyone keeps telling me he's a Jim Hoven clone, so he's a great guy too, and he's really taken Jim's place and replaced somebody I didn't think really could be replaced. But of course, there's Axel, who always likes to pretend that he doesn't do a lot, and always likes to pretend that he's not a big part of our program, but Hack is our program. And he has been for the last 12 years, and I know he gives out. Hack's been there every year from when we were, I guess yeah, Hack's been here from the start, And he loves to tell stories of how we played Dallastown in our first game, and really kind of got annihilated. What was the score, Hank? 11-0. So we didn't do so well that game, but since then things have come a long way. And I think when we look over the season we've just had, maybe we didn't do as well as we could, but I think every one of the parents in here can be really proud of their kids this year because we achieved a lot. As a season as a whole, 9-9-1, 500's kind of average, but there were some incredible highlights this year. And going back to Dallastown, I think that really showed how we'd come along. Playing Dallastown, a team who were 11-0, and really taking the game to them. And I know that coach was really glad when they got the tie out of that game, and he said to me since that we were the hardest team they played all year. So that's something for the team really to be proud of themselves. Because they were 18-0-2 at the end of the season, and had a great year, and we tied them. We were the first team to take any points off them at all. So, anyway, when I sat down and thought what I was going to say tonight, I thought to myself, what will I remember about this season in 20 years' time? And there were some crazy things happened this year. Some really crazy things happened at times. Some of you wondered what the dog was on the front of the little yearbook again. There's a story behind the dog, which a lot of you probably already know. But needless to say, the dog was one of our toughest opponents this year. Jake was the dog catcher. Jake was the dog catcher. We have it on video. He did a good job. For those of you who weren't at Red Lion, it wasn't one of the greatest nights of the season, but we will remember certain things. We'll try and forget some, but that's one thing we will remember for a long time. Probably when I'm on my deathbed, I'll probably remember that dog. A lot of the games were really memorable too. The York Suburban game at home was an incredible game. And I think really was for 76 and a half minutes, was probably the best performance I've ever seen from a Southwestern team. Then things went a little off at the end, but that was really unfortunate, and I think it really showed, though, we played the top two teams, Dallastown and York Suburban, and all four games were tough games, and we could have won if things might have gone a little bit our way, but we didn't. During the season, there was quite a lot of other things that went on. I know one kid who isn't here tonight, Chris Rabbit. He broke his leg against Dallastown, and that's got to go down as probably the worst moment as a coach I think I've ever had. Seeing Chris lying there in pain really was a real shocker, really, and I think a lot of the players were brought down to earth a little bit. We were disappointed we tied against Dallastown when we were winning right at the end, but I think that really brought us down to earth and made us appreciate what we'd achieved, and just made us all glad that that hadn't happened to us. There were some other injuries as well. I know Kristen had a pretty bad injury at the end there, and Pat tried to play a whole game with guts hanging out. But Pat's tough, so that's all right. He wants to play in the All-Star game tomorrow night, but we won't win it. So Moving on a little bit, we have some people to thank. Find the list. Some people I'd like to thank. I've already thanked my assistant coaches here. One person I'd really like to thank who's really supported me the last 3 years, my wife, sat over there in the hiding in the corner there. Things have been real tough for her at times, and I really appreciate what she's done for me and helped me out and supported me at times when it was hard to support me. So I'd like to thank my wife. Two other people who really helped this season were our parent representatives, Sylvia Rogers and Cindy Dukes. I know Cindy's here. Is Sylvia here? Do you two want to stand up and take a round of applause? Because a lot of the other people that I'd like to thank, she has some little things. Yeah, you can do it.
And Sylvia's job a lot easier as a rep, and to keep things moving with the team itself. I know there was and to be honest, the money, there was a little bit left over from the clothing order, and I was on the phone with Jen, you'll see one night, and she said, well, why don't we thank some of the people who do put their extra time into? So that's where this came from. Dawn has done the banquet, I think, the last couple of years, and so we'd like to thank Dawn for that. Without all that wood that Mr. McGeady brings, there would be no bonfire. Always. You still have to. For the next couple of years, we will call on you to bring the bonfire. To Diane Horner, who is the mom who gets all those snacks, and the kids who want to bow down to Cindy Lee, for the past 2 years, has been, where'd she go? Come here. Lee! There. She has made the beautiful corsages for the senior night for the past 2 years, plus decorated all those cars. That was a Trojan horse that was on your locker at one time. Wanda Geezy also for all the work. Come on, Geezy. Come on, I'd like to have I don't know if Christine Godesco is here, but she's not. But she came up with the idea at the end when the kids were kind of sneaking out when they weren't supposed to because they were starved after school. She stepped in and was willing to pick up snacks and give them to the kids before they got on the bus, so they wouldn't be sneaking out to McDonald's and the Exxon. So we solved the problem, and she stepped in. If Mr. Benson would take that and try to give it. Okay. Sylvia is not here, but she was a great help in making sure that things were recorded, and she's not done like this, but she has. Jen Yutsky, for the past couple of years, she's done an awful lot for the team. Thank you.
For all that you do, for all the years for the club, and all the years for the kids. Thank you.
Okay, so obviously the coaching staff would like to thank those people as well. Next, I'd like to hand over to Mark, our new JV coach, who, following on from Jim Hoven, who's a bit of a legend around here, did a great job this year with the JV. Now, he had a young team. Their end record, I think, was 7-8-3, but of them 8 losses, 7 of those games were by 1 goal. So I think Jim, sorry, I'm doing it. Sorry, Mark did a great job, and he wishes to say a few words about that.
Well, it's difficult. year of coaching, there's a lot of new things to learn, and as the year went on, I mostly took a backstage to head coach and just learned from him just how things run and what operates. And as I said, being a first-year coach, there's a lot of things that you don't know about that occurs. A lot of politics that goes on with coaching and a lot of communication. It's just not a coaching job. It's just not being on the field. But one of my most enjoyable times is being out there with the kids. You get to see the students in another light. They're there for the game. You're not worried about discipline as you are in the classroom. They're there to play, and they want to play hard. There's a lot of different things. I just lost my train of thought. A lot of different things that happened through the year. One of the toughest things for me was being a JV coach. I try to play everybody because that's my goal, because we're developing, the JVs are developing a program for the varsity. And I'm a very competitive person. My wife knows I hate to lose. So dealing with the 8 losses as a JV team, that was hard for me to take. But I try to think of it in the fact that we're building a team for the varsity. We're improving ourselves for the future. So my purpose was to play everybody as much as I possibly could and get playing time in. There's a lot of students that hopefully I'll be able to see now as my first year coming into the program, be able to see them develop and get better as the years go on. And hopefully we'll have some winning seasons coming in the future. So, one thing that keeps sticking out, I keep thinking about what I remember from the season. And the red line game, obviously everybody remembers for the dog. The one thing I remember about the red line game was when they were doing announcements, they messed up Nick Pugh's last name. That just sticks in my head. I can't get rid of that. Because then after, I just kept calling him Pugh at practice. I have to let red line know in the future that the U is pronounced. Hacksaw's got a few words he'd like to
Since the parents are here, I guess I can't say what I usually say. I'm the jokester. I like to have the kids smiling and laughing because winning or losing is good, but it's only a game, and that's what I try to bestow on them. I always cracking jokes here and there and trying to make them laugh. And really, for an old man, that's getting tougher and tougher and tougher because you take these coaches, you put ball caps on them. I come in late, everybody's in the field, so I figured, well, I could run out there. I just heard a nice one at work. I could let the kids know. So they all gather around and start talking. I'm telling them this joke, and I look up. There was a smiling face I saw. It looks familiar. He had a ball cap on. There was the coach. So, you know, it's a lot of fun for me. That's why I'm around, and I want the kids to laugh. I came from the old school where to be tough, where you got to be stone-faced and rough and tough. Well, that's out the windows. I remember all the people that I played against are always smiling. And the worst thing that can happen is you give somebody your best shot, and he turns around, looks at you, and smiles. I mean, that hurts. That hurts more than anything. I got two, can't say presents, but I want to make two little, I don't know, but 12 years ago, Coach Flavio and I used to sit out there after practice and talk over, man, Jim, I can't put him up front. He can't even see the ball. And, you know how coaches at the end of the practice and everything, we all sit over there. Actually, we're trying to get ready for the next game. But during this time, down where the softball field is, his family used to come up over this hill. And they had one little chubby little boy. I mean, really chubby. And Dad used to throw the ball and he used to run around and kick it, and everything was good until he went to shoot. When this chubby little leg tried to shoot, his knee would hit the ball, and he'd go tumbling over. As the years progressed, he got a little better, but he still, when he went to shoot, he still missed the ball and hit his knee and he tumbled over. Well, after so many years, you lose contact, you don't see him anymore, and up and behold, freshman year, he comes out. And he isn't quite as chunky anymore. He perfected his little dives, looking great and good. So I thought it'd be proper just to have somebody do something for him. I can get it all wrapped. Something that he can hang on his wall and tell all his grandkids and all his kids that this used to be me. I can't get it on. So I had a friend of mine just draw up a little sketch of how I always remember you can take that tape off. But you know, I always remember you that way. How big you get, you can have a cardboard too. Thank you. Okay, the second one is sort of a special one to me. That's because I'm a guy, I don't know, but 4 years, we had quite a few girls on the soccer team come out for the program. And all the years that they came out, they never finished it out. It's rough for a girl to play on a man's team. Not that they're not skilled. Women do have better finesse. They got better heads. But they don't have the brute force. That's why I say Southwest should get together, get a women's soccer team. Parents, you gotta push for that. Kristen Maris took her lumps, came up always smiling. She gave a mouth. She was always smiling. Everything she did, she was always smiling. She's a class lady. And all you guys just better look at her and hope, and I hope I get a class lady like this. So she is. She took what you guys handed out, and she took it with a smile. I didn't know what to get her, so all I could do was get her a rose. Yeah. You seniors, you better be ready, because flaws mean a whole lot when you get older. When you get booked, they'll expect them. Believe me. Now, a red rose. What is a red rose? All these guys just go buying for the wine and say, here, a red rose. A red rose stands for love and respect. I got red because I know Kristen loves the game, or she would have spent 4 years at it. Respect, she had respect from all her fellow players, plus my respect. And I just hope she takes that on with her, that even though she's leaving this year, that I'll still read newspapers with my glasses. That's what your accomplishments do. And I also hope that since she proved that there is girls or young women out there that want to play the game, that you go up to the administration and put your 2 cents in. And I also like to say I had 2 people from the Maris family, my older brother Sean and Kristen. I want to tell you one thing, they should be mighty proud parents, because I was proud to have them.
Okay, we have some awards to give out tonight. Your turnover On the back side of your yearbook are the nominees. Before I do that, I've got to grab some more. Okay, we'll start with the Varsity Awards first. We held a vote from the players, and they chose their winning people in these categories. But those people who weren't nominated or whatever, that doesn't show bad on you. That's there's always next year and the year after and the year after for some people. But these are the people who were chosen this year. The nominees for Varsity Offensive Player of the Year were Brandon Harner, Kevin Karachesky. Correct. Chris Lee and Jake Yetzi. And the top offensive player of the year is Jake Yetzi. You go, Jake. You don't get a speech. Moving on, the next category is Varsity Defensive Player of the Year. The nominees in this category were Andy Beard, Chris Carpenter, Dan O'Brien, and Pat McGeaney. Yep. And the winner is Pat McGeaney. The next category, I think, is one of the most rewarding for the coaches, really, because I know in the last few years, the player who wins this award is usually a player who puts the most effort in. And I think this year that's especially true as well. The nominees in this category, and they're all deserving, except maybe Kevin. I think Kevin voted for it. Kevin always was really good. So. The nominees are Aaron Fuhrman, Jim Harvey, Kevin Karachesky, Kevin Caddy, and Brent Wolf. And the winner in this category is Aaron Fuhrman. Speech? Give a speech. All season, I've got to tell you, Aaron has been the quietest kid on the team. So I'm going to put him on the spot and make him give a speech. Oh, man. Aaron, someone come. Okay, moving on to the JVs. JV Offensive Player of the Year. The nominees are Sam Dukes, Nick Geezy, Nate Pendergrass, and Matt Phillips.
So we got the nominees. Our top offensive player of the year would be Matt Phillips. Matt did a great job this year. I know to know what position he normally played, we started putting him up at offense, and he started scoring a number of goals. And I'm like, wow, man, this kid's been pretty good up there. So, great job this year, man. JV, Defensive Player of the Year. The nominees, Kevin Faisal, Andy Nieder, Kurt Sanders, and Chad Yanks. And the top winner was Andy Nieder. Andy was an all-around player. And he could play almost any position I put him in, and he did a really good job being back there at defense and helping out. Most improved player for the JVs, Pat Bedmerick, Alex Karachesky, Kyle Mills, and Nick Pugh. Top JV most improved player I felt was Pat Bedmerick, and also voted by the players. Pat, is he here tonight? Pat did a wonderful job. He was another student that would take the lumps and just get up and keep going. Never even worry about what was going on. He took a hit and he would turn around and just keep playing. I moved him around several positions as the years went on, as this season progressed, and I found that he also played an excellent job back at defense and could play almost anywhere I would tell him. He listened very well and did the best he could.
Okay, moving on to the Sportsmanship Award. Once again, all four of these players are very deserving. Fortunately, there's only one winner. Chris Lee, if you'd like to come up and present this award. Chris is a member of the Key Club, and because of that, he gets the honor to give this award. This is the donation.
I'm here on behalf of the Key Club, and the Sportsmanship Award is the award given to the player that is the fairest, nicest, all-around guy that you can be, you know? The nicest opponent you can have. And this year, the Sportsmanship Award is between Kevin Karachesky, Chris Carpenter, Kristen Myers, and Dan O'Brien. And that award goes to Dan O'Brien.
Okay, tonight is the night when the seniors kind of disperse from the team, go out in the world. So we like all the seniors to leave with something, so we do have some extra little bit of awards. Some kind of almost serious, some absolutely not serious. First of all, I'll go in no particular order, but first of all, we have an award for Chris Carpenter. And we decided to award him the Jekyll and Hyde Award. Chris, in all my time coaching soccer, Chris is one of the nicest kids you could ever meet, except on one particular occasion. Red Lion. So all of a sudden we had the Incredible Hulk out there. The video wasn't too great.
I haven't seen that yet.
I watched it a couple of times. I just remember seeing myself grab you back. And glad you did. So Chris is this year's winner of the Jekyll and Hyde Award.
Maybe out here, guys.
Next, we have a member of a team who just joined us as a senior, and he's a great guy, and he really helped out the team spirit, and he played some real great games in goal as well for us at times. Jonathan Wentz. Jonathan Wentz. Beat me to it. Jonathan has won the Wavy Hand Award. nomination for that. Next up, we have the award for the performance of the year. Now this goes to a player who did a good job week in, week out, but never really put any stats on the board. And then we played Easton. And in the space of about 1 minute and 12 seconds, this kid scored a goal and had 2 assists. So this year's Performance of the Year award goes to Brent Wolf. The next award goes to Kevin Karachesky. Is that right? I'll have to tape that later. And I'll read this one to you. The coaches of Southwestern soccer team certified a wall that Kevin Karachesky has been awarded the honor of the Big Brother of the Year in recognition for his truly diligent work in protecting and mentoring his younger brother Alex. The rumors about dog biscuits aren't true. Kevin was truly a great big brother. Hank wants to speak.
There's something else about Kevin. I remember 4 years ago, freshman, had a real hard game. Chris Damaris got taken out. And I remember 3 guys running off the field. I can't say what they said, but imagine what they said, plus 14's mine. And you know, that means a whole lot, because that's team unity. And so I know for sure, a fact, that he does take care of his brother. Plus other members of the team. He does.
Next up is John Philip Owen. And John has been really lucky this year because he won a really prestigious award. We decided to work in promoting Norwegian tourism. You know, before I met John Philip, I didn't know the paperclip was invented by a Norwegian. I had no clue that goat cheese was such a great thing to eat. Now I know. But it's all down to John Philip. Well done, John. He's got a good singing voice, and he is available for weddings
and funerals. 633-757. My son cooks spaghetti. Please, weekends.
Next up is the Goal of the Season Award. And this year goes to Andy Beard.
What did you say to me when I ran back and you had to score on that? Instead of everyone else congratulating me, what did you say?
There's no way you can do that again.
That was, the goal was Andy's lone goal of the season against Red Lion, and depending who you speak to, it was either 30, 40, or 50 yards away from goal. So it's kind of like a fishing thing. It was like so big. Moving on to the next award, and the next award was decided by my son. When I asked him, I asked my son, I said, Holden, who's your favorite player on the team? Who do you think's the best player on the team? And Holden decided that he'd draw me a little picture. I don't know if you can see this, but there's a little player there, and there's a goal net, there's a ball, and there's a player wearing the number 12 shirt. Kristen Myers. Gets the Holden joke. I think that's all the seniors we have. Are there any more lurking in the corners? Oh,
Godesco.
Pat won an award.
Godesco. Godesco. Rachel.
Adam's not here, right?
Harvey.
The guys who already won awards, I didn't do them for, but who we've got here? We've got Adam Godesco. Now this season, referees really clamped down on over-exuberant celebrations after awards. And Adam, being a very modest fellow that he is, scored a really great goal against York Catholic in a JV game, and basically turned around and shrugged his shoulders. I think his words were, "Does that count?" So had he been here tonight, Adam would have won the Celebration of the Year award. Unfortunately, he's not. The other guys, I didn't have them here because they're not here. So. Anyway, moving on. We move on to the awarding of letters and pens. And I think, do you have them ready, Mark?
Yes.
First of all, we'll start off with the second-time winners for Varsity Letters. Someone said something about photographs. Is there someone who wants to take photographs of the kids? No? Okay, well, I'll just call the names out and they can come up. Second-time winners of awards. Some of these, I think, are actually third-time winners. But second and third-time winners are Andy Beard, John Philip Bowen, Kevin Karachesky, Chris Carpenter. You can all just come up and collect them as one, and we'll give a clap at the end of the category. Chris Carpenter, Pat McGeaney, Jake Yutzi, Ryan Abbey, Brandon Harner, Dan O'Brien, Justin Clunk, Chris Lee, BJ Mackley, and our manager, Autumn Swante. Yeah, that's all in that category. If you want to give a round of applause to that. Who made their varsity letter this year for the first time. We'll start off with Aaron Fuhrman. Adam Godesco isn't here, but he also lettered. Jim Harvey is not here. Kristen Myers. Billy Teal is not here either. Jonathan Wentz. Brent Wolf. Sam Dukes. Nick Geezy. Mike Jan. And Andy Niederer. Okay, well then you do.
Cook, Matt Phillips, Chris Rever, Kurt Sanders, Chad Yinks, Brandon Buck, Kevin Faisal, Jordan Miller, Brian Rogers, Pat Vetmerick, Zach Bloom, Martin Bone, Chris Chaplin, Alex Karachesky, Kyle Mills, John Norris, Nate Pendergrass, Nick Pugh, Katie Resch, and Lance Robinson. You guys want to?
You guys here?
You guys
like to come up?
Oh my God.
Okay, it is about 20 to 9, so we will try and wrap things up in time for X-File. We might have to drive home sensibly but quickly. I believe the captains have a little bit of something together to do.
It was an up and down year this year, but I think all of us grown up throughout the years.
Huge amount of us have played together from the very get-go. You know, Chuck Goodhart and the Canterbury Soccer Club, and up on through. And I've enjoyed playing with Bushy. And all through the years, I've enjoyed playing with the guys that I've been playing with, and there's some great underclassmen, and I'm sure I speak for all the seniors when I wish good luck to all the underclassmen in the years to come in the program. We definitely couldn't have done this year without coaching. It was a trying time for coaching, I'm sure, because of all the celebrations for some games and then the down points of others. And we really want to thank coaches for sticking with us this year. I know it's hard for some of us. And I want to thank you guys. And we got you all gift certificates for Red Lobster. So here you go. Mr. Jones, Mr. Pencil. There you go. One for you, Mr. Hacksaw.
Jake, you're real quiet. You know?
Yeah.
Just pretend you're on the bus, all right?
Jake pretty much summed it up. We had a decent season. Yeah, I'd just like to say good luck to the rest of the team next year. Just keep improving. It'll come. And I'd also like for all the kids to give a round of applause to all the parents here. If it wasn't for the parents, we wouldn't have any fans. Wait, I'm not anyway. The kids who don't drive, the parents are the ones that get you to practice. I mean, ever since I was a freshman, my parents did it. Everybody's parents did it. And if it wasn't for the parents, you know, there wouldn't be a lot of things. So I'd like for all the players to give a round of applause. Just for a little senior thing we did, we got a little wall for him, and all the seniors signed it, and he can do whatever he wants with it, I guess. It just has little stuff we put on it for him, and that's it.
Thanks, Pat.
Honestly, all I want to say is that I love all you guys. Everybody. I want you to give yourself a big pat on the back and a round of applause for that. season. It really was. If you ask anybody here why I came back after 2 years of being out of the sport, I'll probably give you a different reason. But the biggest thing was all you guys, really.
Don't try to
Say it. Seniors. Dude, a year from now, we're not going to be around. We're going to I won't be able to take it. I had no idea what I was going to say. It was a great year. I will not forget. And if I yelled at any of you guys for not working hard enough, I'm sorry. Making me do endless amounts of sit-ups, push-ups. No up-downs. No up-downs. But I'll miss you. Sincerely. And next week, we're going to these guys saying that. And I'll have these flowers. I have these flowers for the wives of these great men.
It's well known that, you know, we get gifts for coaches every year, and we were really undecisive of what we wanted to get these guys, and I approached Coach about it because he knew he was getting something, basically. But we didn't know what to get him, and he said the one thing that I would like to receive is a bunch of flowers from my wife for singing with me. So I'm working for it. Number one concern was showing some recognition for the wives for sticking with these guys throughout this year. You know, not coming home until late, you know, having dinner ready for them, I'm sure. I'm not saying that.
He said that for me. Jake, don't get any deeper.
Yeah, so these are the flowers for them. So, if the coaches' wives would like to come up, then we can the ones that have this. Here you go. Yeah, there were a bunch of great times I'm sure coaches really aren't aware of. And Becca's bugging me to bring some of them up with all the bus trips and, you know, the fun we had this year. And I'm really glad that I was a part of this program because it was certainly a couple of the best years of my life, coming to soccer and playing with a great bunch of guys. And I'd like to give recognition to these two guys beside me because I didn't do a lot of captain work this year. I sort of sat back and just let them do it. Because people who know me, I'm lazy. But these guys, you know, really did very well in motivating people, motivating me. We motivated each other, and I think these guys deserve a round of applause for the work that they put in.
This year we had 3 great captains. The guys were great to have and helped us out tremendously. And Pat, Jake, and Chris, you guys are the best, so just remember that. I think Chris is wiping tears for me now. And I think it's about 10 and 9, so I think we're going to wrap things up there. Since the X-Files are coming on soon. Just before we leave, I'd just like to talk about the future. Obviously, this year's seniors are gone. Next year's junior class are a great bunch of guys too, and we've got some great underclassmen. And I'd just like to hope that everybody supports the program in the future, and I think those guys will do great next year too. Myself, I'm not really sure wherever I'll be around next year. You might have a new head coach, so if that happens, I will be staying somewhere around the program, but it's pretty much definite that we'll have a new head coach next year, so that'll be something different. And I'll be around, living in the shadows, but that'll be something new for the program, and hopefully that'll give it a little bit of a boost. So anyway, that is the end.
Is under 10. Kevin, your hair is straight up.
Did you go this year's class? It's on. And Brent's hair is straight.
I'm short and round.
You were very short and round, I agree.
So is Jake.
You were short and round at 13.